Welcome back to our PCT Short. I'm Jonah Johnson. So starting to get a lot of questions on annual ryegrass. It's our perennial question. And this grass, being an annual, shouldn't have overwintered, but there's contesting thought that maybe it can. And so you'll either get flushes that germinated late last fall, potentially overwintered, and we got our flushes that are germinating this spring. So if you've had it, you know it's hard to deal with. And so ways to identify annual ryegrass when it's small, it's typically a wispy, thin-bladed grass. A lot of times have reddish-purple base at the crown of the plant. A lot easier to identify once it gets older, but we don't want it to get that big, especially this time of year. And a way to 100% identify, it has clasping arcles. So an arcle is like your shirt collar. Same way we identify growth stages in corn, if that is relatable. And you look for these clasping arcles that wrap around themselves. Now, quackgrass can have this, but if you think it's quackgrass, you dig up the base and it'll have rhizomes connecting roots in the ground, and that's the differentiator. So in regards to control this, University of Kentucky has been on the forefront of some of the best research of trying to control this nasty weed. And so thinking about glyphosate and MSO is still going to be our best, and for them, and their research has shown in 4 years now. So we want a 1.5 pound acid equivalent. So when you're looking at the table, that's going to be like products you've heard us talk about, like Buccaneer K and Honcho 6, potassium-based K salts, that 4.5 pound acid equivalent. Use rates, we need to have those up there, 44 ounces or higher. When we couple that with MSO at a 1% volume to volume, that was the greatest treatment in the research. Now, using last shot oleum at 2 to 3 quarts per 100 gallons of carrier solution is going to meet that demand, and you get the tallow-amine piece with the MSO oil to help kill this grass. And so what makes it challenging is when we think about, we don't want tank mix partners, it's best to go after this by itself. Nighttime temperatures, you got to consider that here in the end of March, beginning of April, in your burn downs, that when we have nights 40 to 45 degrees for several nights, that's too cold because those grasses go into defense mode. So we want rising air temperatures specifically, so we give the best chance of the glyphosate and MSO to target and kill this grass now. And so looking at other treatments, clethodim, it's not going to really be our friend right now, because you think about how slow that is anyway and how cold it still is in these low temperatures. It's going to make that exceptionally cold. And still, treatment analysis show out of UK is that the glyphosate treatment still has superseded that. Now, if you have other options that you think glyphosate's just not doing it for you, you can still, in front of corn, you can use gramoxone plus atrazine, or metribuzin and gramoxone in front of soybeans, but even so, that treatment in all the years of research is still not as good as the glyphosate plus MSO. So just things to consider as you're fine-tuning your burn downs coming up here very shortly. So for more, follow us on PCTnutrients.com. I'm Jonah Johnson. Thanks for watching.